Welcome back to College 101 here on the College Guide. Today we're going to be talking about what will be one of your most valuable resources as a college student, and that's going to be teaching assistants or TAs. Teaching assistants can be vital to you because they'll help you do better on your homeworks, they'll help you study for your tests, they'll help you get accommodations if you've got things that just aren't going your way for the semester, they'll advocate for you with the professor. They can make all the difference. For me as a chemical engineering student, we were at TA office hours almost every single day, and we really looked up to them. The next year, I actually was a TA, and so I'm going to share some of my experiences. A TA is simply just someone employed by the university, typically for a single professor or a single class, and it's usually a class that they've taken before. If it's a general class like calculus or biology, they might not be in your major, but once you get into your major and you're taking upper level courses, they're almost always just going to be someone who's a year or two ahead of you in college. What TAs do is they hold office hours 2 to 3 times a week for an hour to 2 hours. This is a time when you can come and ask them questions, maybe even check your solutions, make sure you're on the right track with your homework. You can ask them to review concepts from class you didn't quite understand. You can even ask them to help you with test review if you've got a test coming up. TAs will often hold formal test reviews where they prepare material, where they go over a certain section of the material on the test, or they may have practice questions for you. They may be allowed to share information from their test if the professor writes a brand new test. TAs are also really important to your success because they're the ones who do the grading. They grade your homework, and unfortunately TAs can be biased or unpredictable. Some of them can be really strict, some of them not so much. As a TA, I tried to be lenient, especially on homework, because those are supposed to be your practice time, your easy points in the class. They're supposed to boost your grade. So I tried to be fairly lenient with people, taking off half points here and there if I had to. They're also important because when it comes to grading, they'll be your main point of contact. If an assignment went missing, or you turned one in but you don't get a grade for it, you can always email them and ask what's going on. Maybe the person who's handling your part of the alphabet just hasn't gotten to grading it yet, or maybe it got stuck to somebody else's paper and they can go back through the stack. Maybe your name just wasn't on it and there's a pile of no-name papers that you can go through to check. Lots of things happen, and teaching assistants are great because they understand. They were in your shoes as little as 6 months ago, or a year or 2 years, so they know about all the things you're going through. All the classes you're taking concurrently, maybe the clubs and competitions you're doing, the job search you've got going on, plus all the stuff in your personal life. So they really empathize with you and want you to succeed. TAs are very relatable because of this, more approachable and more sympathetic than a professor. Professors are great. I had a lot of awesome professors, but I always preferred to go to a teaching assistant if I could, and honestly, they were really tuned in with the day-to-day, whereas a professor wasn't always so much. TAs are also more likely to respond very quickly to your emails about things like grading, scheduling. TAs also can advocate for you with the professor. When I was a TA, we had a weekly meeting with my professor where we went over homeworks for the week, went over test solutions, and decided who was going to grade what questions on the test, and things like that. So if you have a specific concern and you're afraid to go to the professor, the TA can sort of prep the professor, give them a background, and help you talk to them. All right, break time. There once was a staircase builder who could never get them to line up just right, and he was really frustrated. One day, the foreman came to the construction site and asked his coworker if he was okay. The coworker said, yeah, he's just staring off into space. Because the stairs just, went off into space. If you've enjoyed these videos, if you found them helpful, or if you enjoy really dumb and bad jokes, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you really hate the jokes and you want me to know that I should just stop, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and come let me know on every single video. The cons of a TA is that there can be bias in the equation. To be 100% honest, I tried to grade fairly, but there were always those students when I saw their name come across, I said, oh, I know them. They come to my office hours every single time. They're super nice, they're super hardworking, and I would be excited when they would do well. There were also students that if they never showed up, it'd be like, I don't know. Plenty of those students probably went to office hours for the other TAs, and that's totally fine. I will tell you that in my second course as a TA, there was one student who, after about 5 weeks of no homeworks being turned in, poor grades on the quizzes in class, and a poor grade in the first test, he sent an email to the professor really angry saying, all of your office hours I can't go to, none of the TA office hours can I go to. This just isn't fair, I'm not doing well in the class, you have to help me right now. We really wanted to help him, but we hadn't heard from him for 5 weeks. So the most important thing you can do with teaching assistants, and with your professor for that matter, is to meet with them early and meet with them often. Like I said, we're human. If we talk to people, if we get to know people, if we like people, it's easy for us to help. We're more likely to shoot you back an email at 11 o'clock at night if we've seen you before. Otherwise, we might leave it till the morning. One last piece of advice to give you, being a TA is a really great job. It helps you build relationships with your professors, review your courses. I'm going to make another video about my favorite jobs in college, but keep this on your short list of things that you should make a goal to do while you're in college. It's really great for you. Thanks again for watching this episode of College 101 here on the College Guide. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, any topics you'd like to hear more about. Thanks again, we'll see you next time.